On the morning of February 22, 2024, while much of the campus at the University of Georgia remained quiet, a young nursing student stepped out for what should have been an ordinary run. The sun had only begun to rise over Athens, Georgia. Joggers moved through familiar paths. Students prepared for another routine day. But somewhere along those wooded trails, something went terribly wrong. By the end of the morning, a 22-year-old woman named Laken Riley would be found dead. And what followed would become one of the most nationally debated criminal cases of 2024. Laken Riley was a nursing student with strong ambitions for the future. Friends described her as disciplined, kind, and deeply focused on her goals. Originally from Georgia, she had transferred to continue her education and remained closely connected to family and friends. Like many people her age, exercise was part of her routine. Morning runs helped bring structure to busy days. On February 22nd, that routine began as usual. Laken headed to the trails near Oconee Forest Park, an area frequently used by students and local residents for walking, running, and quiet time outdoors. At first, there was nothing unusual about the morning. Then suddenly communication stopped. Hours later, concern began to spread. Laken had failed to return. Calls and messages went unanswered. Family and friends realized something was wrong. Authorities launched a search. The wooded trails that had seemed peaceful only hours earlier quickly transformed into an active investigation scene. Then came devastating news. Investigators found Laken's body in a wooded area near campus. The shock spread rapidly through the university community. Students gathered in disbelief. Faculty members mourned. And fear moved quickly across campus. What had happened in a place so familiar? As investigators began reconstructing the timeline, technology became one of the most important witnesses. Laken's smartwatch revealed crucial information. Data tracking her movement and heart rate helped establish her final moments, giving investigators insight into when the attack likely occurred. Prosecutors later argued that Laken had fought back. According to investigators, the attack began as what authorities described as a crime of opportunity. When Laken resisted an attempted kidnapping and sexual assault, prosecutors said the violence escalated. The evidence pointed toward a brutal struggle. Attention soon turned toward a suspect. Authorities identified a man named Jose Antonio Ibarra. Investigators connected him to the crime scene through DNA evidence and surveillance details. Prosecutors described the case as overwhelming. Physical evidence, digital records, and forensic analysis all became central to the investigation. The arrest moved quickly, but the national reaction moved even faster. The killing of Laken Riley soon expanded beyond a criminal investigation. It became a political flashpoint. Debates over immigration policy intensified after details emerged about Ibarra's immigration status. The case sparked national conversations around border security, public safety, and how immigration enforcement should function in the United States. Eventually, federal lawmakers passed legislation known as the Laken Riley Act, requiring federal detention of undocumented immigrants arrested for certain local crimes. For some, the law represented accountability. For others, it sparked broader concerns about immigration policy and legal fairness. But at the center of every debate remained a grieving family. In November 2024, after waiving his right to a jury trial, Jose Ibarra was convicted on multiple charges, including malice murder, felony murder, and kidnapping-related offenses. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Prosecutors said DNA evidence and digital records played a decisive role in the outcome. In 2026, a Georgia judge denied Ibarra's request for a new trial, ruling that the evidence against him had been overwhelming and powerful. His legal team continues the appeals process. The murder of Laken Riley left a permanent mark on a university community. A morning jog, a familiar path, a routine interrupted by violence. Her story became larger than a courtroom, larger than headlines, and larger than politics. Because before it became a national debate, it was first a personal tragedy. The loss of a young woman whose ordinary morning never reached its end.